one aspect that is also included in the ODI data model is segmentation. What is, from your point of view, what's the benefit of needs-based segmentation? How is it different to other ways of segmenting markets? What would you say to this?
Yeah, that's again a very good question, because there are so many segmentation practices out there and applied today, attitude segmentation, segmentation around solutions, regions, different demographics, and so many different things. So why do we bring in another one, the needs-based segmentation, right? So,
exactly.
So that's a fair question. So let's go back to what is it that we want to do when we're innovating? Well, basically, we want to find a better way or improved way to create value for the customer, right? Or in other terms, like we like to phrase it, we want to find a better solution for an unmet need, because, well, then we can create the most value. And traditional segmentation criteria do not guarantee us to actually identify how we can create value for particular segments. So if you use these kind of very commonly used a priori, or let's call it upfront criteria, yeah. So where you say you segment the market by age or by gender and things like this. Well, people that differ in their age and their gender do not necessarily differ in their needs priorities. And if they do so, the question is, well, is age and gender then really the causing factor behind these difference in the needs? Mm-hmm. Which is not always the case. So if you want to create value by addressing unmet needs, wouldn't it then be a good idea to actually segment the market also in the terms that the segmentation reflects what are segments that differ in their needs priorities? Yeah, so that we know what are the segments where we can create the highest value, and that's actually what we believe. So the needs-based segmentation, we draw on this quantitative data that I've mentioned before, and instead of defining segments upfront, so instead of this hard segmentation, we use some statistical methods. I don't need to go into detail there, because this would be a different summit then. We can then actually extract and uncover with this statistical method segments that are naturally embedded in the market by drawing on their needs priorities. Yeah, well, to find out what are segments in the market that differ in their needs profile. So for instance, we might uncover one or two segments that are really struggling, that have really a lot of unmet needs, right? So we know that this is a segment or two segments where very high opportunities are there. And so coming up with any kind of better solution will definitely help them and will create a lot of value for those people. Mm-hmm. There might be another segment where people are quite appropriately served. They're not really having a lot of pain points and problem pressure. It's just they're quite appropriately served. So from us, from a strategic perspective, you would not really make a huge impact if you create better solutions for those people. And there might be an overserved segment, so where none of the needs or barely any needs are really of great importance. So this could, from a strategic point of view, inform you, well, maybe it's time to have some kind of a minimum viable product or a different solution, a more simplified one, particularly for this segment and their requirements. So in a nutshell, or in summary, the needs-based segmentation automatically presents you with strategic options. And that's the thing I like most about it. It's not a lot of translation effort required. It provides you a natural picture of the market, how what are the options for strategically addressing it. And it also clarifies how you can create a value, by clearly outlining what are the unmet needs or overserved needs that you have to tackle in your innovation. And also, who these people are, because there are other profile questions, complexity factors, and things like that you actually learn who are these people that are in this highly underserved segment, and who are those that are in this highly overserved segment. So it's not guessing. Yeah. And the third thing is, you also know how big these segments are. So is this high unmet segment 5% of the market or 30% of the market? So, which is very important for strategic decision making.
Oh, you would guess, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah. So that's the reason why I think needs-based segmentation fits particularly well for the task of innovation, because it presents you very quickly with your strategic options. Since it's drawing on quantitative data, and I can't emphasize this enough, it's really an evidence-based decision-making and takes out a lot of the guesswork that we see using other approaches in the front end of the innovation process.
Yeah, that's a great piece of news to, to have a tool at hand that takes out a variability of something. In times of uncertainty, it's good to have something that makes your efforts more manageable.